could I say this? I have survived in situations where others have not. And I personally have had 5 friends of mine murdered in my lifetime. Not by me, of course. And one of those was a woman. And I've had other friends of mine and associates come to some harm, one way or another. I thought I'd put this out as someone's had some experience on how to protect yourself, okay? I'm a martial arts instructor. Been working out for 43 years. Just finished up a 500-day program. So I can handle myself. But I'll tell you what, all the gung fu in the world ain't gonna help you with this. We live in a crazy world. There's been like 600 shootings, public shootings, in this country this year. I've carried a gun for a long time. It's one of those things, it's better to have it and never need it and not have it. Because if you're in a position where your life is under threat, you could actually die at the hands of someone else, swinging a knife, a machete, or whatever the hell it is. This is what you need. You don't need no gung fu, no boxing skills are going to help you, right? Now I carry a 40 caliber automatic and 2 extra clips. This ought to, if that don't bail me out, then I got a bigger problem than a gun can solve, which I ain't seen that yet. Ladies, carry a Walter PPK, right? It's a good gun. It's good enough for 007, right? So I believe in carrying a firearm, unless you drink. Now, if you drink alcohol, just forget that, all right? That's a bad idea. But if you're a sober, responsible individual, you have the right, in my opinion, to protect your life when your life comes under threat, right? Of the 5 murdered friends of mine, the worst was a woman named Patty, beat to death by her boyfriend, but murdered even still. When you're living, you never think about you being dead, right? I mean, when was the last time you contemplated yourself in a body bag, for example? But all these murders that you hear about and all this horrible shit, it's happening to real people. And unfortunately, hideous, horrible things happen to good people. And I'm fucking sick of it, right? The country is getting more dangerous by the day because of illegal immigration. Kind of give you an idea, in LA County, 10 million undocumented illegal aliens are working and not paying any taxes or anything of that nature because they don't have a green card. People say, oh, well, they're picking the crops. Well, 2% are, but 29% are on welfare. 39% of all federal prisoners in the federal penitentiary are illegal aliens. 75% of all the names on the top wanted list in LA County are illegal aliens. 60%, okay, are you ready for this? 60% of all HUD properties are inhabited by illegal aliens. And this is a heartbreaker when I just learned this recently. In the last, say, 30 months, 70% of the growth of the population of our country, the United States, you guessed it, was illegal aliens. And if you live in New York, California, or Florida, that's 90%. So we are no longer in the United States. We are in, basically, it's becoming some third world shithole. Go to, these major cities and look at the horrible conditions have been allowed to develop within our country. We're throwing veterans out of hotels to put illegal aliens in. if you got a half a brain and you're half drunk, you should still be able to figure this out. They're bringing these people in to replace you and I, to destroy our sovereignty. And that is a hell of a lot bigger discussion that I'm going to go into right now about the WEF and the global totalitarian overreach and all these things. But let's stick to personal safety, keeping your ass alive. If you're a good person, right, you don't think about hurting people. You don't think about beating up women and raping women and all of that business. So you don't think about it. You don't think like a criminal because you're not a criminal. But the criminals are out there. I mean, we're talking about some hideous, worthless human garbage. They're not even, I believe that being a human being is a title you ascend to, right? These are animals. Anyone that would rape a woman is an animal. I execute them and child molesters and rapists. I'd feed them sons of bitches into the guillotine, and I'd run that guillotine like a sewing machine until the point came that no woman would have to worry about being raped when she goes out to buy her groceries. Understand? No child has to worry about going to the playground because some worthless child molester is out there. I bring these things up because the deterioration of our society might be getting to the point where there's no return. I don't see it. I don't see the United States ever come. I was born in 1952, and I tell you, this country don't even closely resemble the nation I was born and raised in. So I'm sick and tired of seeing people, innocent people, hurt. And if I can give you a few tips on how to stay alive, and believe me standing here alive, quite an accomplishment, you know. Now, don't get me wrong, you know. I mean, in all my life, I never hurt no dog, no cat, no child, no woman, no old person, and I never will, right? But you have to be vicious when you meet vicious. See, it's hard for you to jump as a normal, nice person just living your life to someone who could murder another person like that. But you gotta be, right? Like that pistol. You see people in the movies always racking back the pistol, taking off the safety. By the time you take off the safety and rack that back, I've shot you twice, at least. You cannot hesitate because your life and maybe the life of someone you love is on the line. Good example, my wife and I went to a show in Norfolk. We're walking down the street. I see 5, 6 street thugs, black, you know, but they could have been white, you know, thugs are thugs. But I recognize scum when I see it. I told my wife, I said, let's cross the street here to see if they fall. Because if we're dumb and we just walk up to these idiots, then they have the advantage. They have what I call the short advantage. They're right on top of me, see. I go across the street. Now, as I did that, they seen me do that, and 3 of these idiots crossed the street. I pulled that very gun out of my holster. I put the hammer back, my finger on the trigger, and I kept walking. Now, as they come close to me, one of the guys, I could hear him say, the man's got a gun, right? We're about to be shot here in the street. They turned right around. I put my gun away. They gave up that ridiculous idea of screwing with me. But what would I have done without a gun? Like I said, I can throw some hands. I don't know, maybe I could have beat all 3 of them. I don't know. I'm trained well enough to do something like that. But I got my wife with me. Okay? So I miss a block, I get knocked out, and now my wife gets beaten up and raped and every other goddamn thing? No way. I shoot everybody on that block before I let them touch my wife. Understand? If you've ever had to bury friends of yours who have had their lives taken from them, and you go to the funeral, there's nothing worse than looking at a young person in a coffin. I mean, when you see the old guy in there with the gray hair, okay, that's like just normal life. But you look on the box and see George in there at 27 years old, you know, first degree black belt. Guy was, you know, just as tough as nails, but 25 caliber automatic shot him in the heart and he died instantly. You have to have an awareness around you. Okay, I see people looking at their phones and they got earbuds in, and I mean they're in a world of their own. Hell, you could just almost walk up and touch it before they'd even know you were around. That's not a good idea. Not these days. You know, if you were with Mayberry, with Andy Griffith, yeah. But you ain't living in those times. I mean, you know, you've seen the things on the internet, people being attacked for no reason, right? Keep your wits about you, right? And ladies, I know what I'm about to say is just as gross as can be, but I'm sorry, but I'm gonna say it. If you are being attacked and you believe that you're about to be a victim of a forcible rape, I highly suggest that you urinate and defecate if you can. Even though that men who rape women are the worst scum, I mean, they're literally human garbage. I'd kill every fucking one of them. Even they are, you know, might be turned off what they're into under that condition. And I would rather crap my pants than be raped. You understand? I know it's gross. I'm sorry. Another one. In your home, see, you say to yourself, like, I'll be 72 soon, right? So I've lived a while. But the point I'm trying to make is you say to yourself, when am I vulnerable? When can I be hurt? Well, I'm asleep. There's a good one. You're asleep. Think about it this way. If someone breaks into your home, where is the last place that you want them to enter? Give me a moment. Yeah, your bedroom. Man, you sound asleep. Now you watch these ridiculous movies, right? And the wife shakes the husband and says, "Hey, Bob, I think there might be armed, dangerous felons in the house." "Well, dear, dangerous armed felons, perhaps? I know what I should do. I'll get a ball bat or a golf club, and I'll get a flashlight, and I'll go investigate that shit." Well, that's about the dumbest damn thing you could possibly ever do. Number one, if you do have dangerous, possibly armed felons on the first floor and you're on the second floor or whatever, these are the most dangerous criminals there are. Right now, I think if you're armed and it's like a residential burglary, night season armed, I think it's close to a life sentence, as it should be. But imagine the people that may be in your home if that's unfortunately the case. So, what do? Well, one thing you don't do, you don't take a golf club and a flashlight and go downstairs. Number one, here I am, felon, burglar. I'm in the dark. You're going to come down with a flashlight? I can, you know, come on. You might as well wear a sign. So here's what you do. I think I got one. Yeah, here it is. Hold on, right back. Now, imagine you were the victim of some damn home invasion. They caught you sleeping, and God knows what hideous experience that would be for you and your wife, when all you needed was this. Recognize this? Okay. If you go to motels or hotels, definitely invest in one of these. This is under the doorknob in my bedroom. Now, you can kick that door and you're not moving this. It's also on the front door of my house. It's on the back door of my house, and it's on the basement. When you go down to the basement, that door there, it's just so easy to put these things in place, because I don't give a shit if you're Dexter Morgan, a lockpick expert. Yeah, you can open the tumblers and all that business, but you can't get in my house when I have these. All right? Now, if you have sliding glass windows there, doors, that stick in the rail there ain't gonna help you. You definitely want to put on an alarm, a loud one, right? Sliding glass doors, you know, they look good, but you know, they're easy to get into, whether you believe it or not. You just cut a little hole in the hanger. It's easy to get them open. So put an electrical alarm on that one. Now, when it comes to, I think one of the better things to have for the house is a short barrel 12 gauge pump shotgun full of double-aught buck. All right. Now, the idea with this gun, this is like a handheld cannon, right? If you've ever shot one of these, you know, it's got some punch. Now, what you don't want to do is shoot people you don't have to. You know, don't shoot people you don't have to. So now you're in your bedroom. You hear somebody downstairs. Your bedroom door is secure. You're not afraid. They can't get in your fucking bedroom, right? And if they do, it'll be the last thing they ever do. You call the police and you say to the police, and I have a key that is taped here, wherever. None of that, you know, false rock and underneath the potted plant and all that, underneath the welcome mat. You know, how welcome can you be? You're leaving the key over there. So put it somewhere no one would look, and that way the police can enter the house quickly and not bust your door down, right? Do not, under any condition, leave your bedroom. Just don't do it. Now, if they're trying to force your door open, then that would make you believe that you made a good decision by not going down there, because if they're trying to force their way in and they know that you know they're there, those are absolutely not the people you want to run into in the hallway at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning, right? But if you have this, right, let them come in. Yeah, we're going to be feared. You know, why? What are they going to do? They're going to die. That's what they're going to do. Now, one thing you never want to do is you don't want to shoot through the door. I know you might be tempted to do it, but don't do it, okay? And I say that, you know, it might be some 16, 17-year-old kid all methed up or something making a huge mistake. You know, if I could work my security right, and if it works successfully, I don't have to kill no 16-year-old kid. I really don't want to do that. But, you know, if he kicks the door down, got a weapon, I'm sorry, you know. I got to protect myself and my wife. Now, if he's a grown man with a weapon, he's gone. You know, any grown person that kicks down my bedroom door at 3 in the morning, well, he ain't going to make it. I guarantee you that. Another thing, and for the ladies, I used to be a security guy at the clubs, the bars and discotheques years ago. And I would see women walk out to the parking lot by themselves. But, you know, they had a buzz on, you know, high heels were, you know, moving a little bit. And I thought, how stupid, okay? My job is to protect the patrons of this bar. Now, what I would do, every time I seen that, I would follow her out, you know, not too close, I don't want to spook her, but I'd keep an eye on her until she got into her car. To me, that was part of my job, making sure that young lady got home. If you're in that situation and it's a dark parking lot, ask security, ask the bartender, say, and it's just so simple to do this, okay? I don't feel comfortable walking out in that dark parking lot by myself at 2 o'clock in the morning. Is there someone here who could escort me? Well, you know what? They're going to do it even if they don't want to do it. Because if you requested that, I think if they turned you down and something would harm you, you know, that would not be good for them, to say the least. So you want to be aware of your surroundings. You want to calculate, what are my vulnerabilities? Okay? What are my vulnerabilities? Without a gun, I got a lot. You know, like I said, I can throw some hands, but wow, you know, 4 guys. Well, yeah, I'll tell you this. My girlfriend and I came out of a bar about 2:30 in the morning. It was closing. And we went out into the parking lot, and I used to carry a 9mm Browning automatic. These 4, and I'm in my 20s. I'm talking like I'm 28, 29 years old, maybe younger, right? These 4 penitentiary-looking people walked up on us before we could get to our car. And I could tell these guys are all probably late 30s, early 40s, but they looked as tough as a $3 steak. Tats all over, you know, got that look on their face like they, you know, couldn't read a fucking phone book. And the guy, and excuse my language, this guy looks at me and he says, we're gonna fuck you up and we're gonna fuck your girlfriend. I pulled out that 9mm, I pointed it right at his head, and I tilted the barrel just like that. And I knew the bullet would go over his head for sure, you know. He hadn't done anything to be killed. He was just being really rude, right? So I point the gun, and his eyes got big, and I tilted the gun up, and I pulled the trigger. And if you ever shot off 9mm in a dark parking lot, his face lit up like someone took his picture. The 3 guys behind him, ever seen, you know, one of those nature programs where the elk just, you know, that's what they did. They just start running. And of course, I shot bullets up in the air over their head. To them, they thought they were being shot at. I thought maybe this was like a public service that I was doing, maybe trying to turn these miscreants away from a life of that nature. Because I'm sure the guy that I pulled the trigger on thought his head just blew up. Yeah, I bet, talking about pooping your pants, right? But what would I have done without the gun? I ask you. I said, at 28, 29, I'm going to take on 4 40, 45-year-old men who look like they just got fucking paroled? I don't think so. I think I'd have been in a world of hurt. God knows they might even kill me, but worse yet, what they might have done with my date. Okay, now if they left me alive, well, I'd hunt them down later, but that don't help her, you know, with that experience. Like I said, I'm just so tired of watching innocent people get hurt by making stupid mistakes. One of the mistakes that I see a lot, and this is more for the men watching this. You see 2 guys, nose to nose, you know, throwing wolf biscuits, right? They're angry. Well, here's the problem with that. Not just me, but a lot of trained guys, right? A decent boxer, for example, you know, semi-pro, pro boxer, he can hit you before you can move. Now think about that. If you're standing in front of me bitching, you're out, man. Elbow, you know, whatever. You're standing right there, and you can't move away quick enough. It's just like I get a free shot when you do that. Unless you fire off on me when you walk up on me, right? Always get like this, right? Do not stand in front of an adversary. And here's some advice that's going to be hard for you to do. It was difficult for me for a while. when someone's giving you a bunch of shit, don't get angry. When you get angry, I've noticed this in people in the fights I've been in. Matter of fact, I used to tell my students, if you can block the wild right hand, the cowboy punch, the bull's rush, the tackle, or the kick to the groin, if you can protect yourself from those three attacks, you're going to be Bruce Lee most of the time. And one of the reasons I've won more fights than I've lost is these guys get really angry, right? They're swinging wild, yelling, screaming, and all that, but they're not thinking about what they're doing. And of course, you sit there and sharpshoot them because you're calm. Maybe not calm's not the word, but you're not lost control emotionally. You know what you should do. I've seen this happen. A guy I'm with, he's a 3rd-degree black belt. We go out to the club. He gets in a beef with somebody, and he gets really, really angry. And does he throw 3-star punches or snap punches or any of that? No, he starts swinging wild like he's never had a lesson. Huh. Wasted some money there, didn't he? Okay. As you can tell by the tone of this video, I'm just reaching here and there trying to share with you some things that I've learned that have helped me stay alive, right? Stay alive. Our society is no longer going to be ours in the very near future. Did I mention that 70% of all growth in the United States as far as population, 70% is illegal aliens? And if you're in New York, Florida, California, that's 90%. And that's happening all over the world. This is to really turn the whole world into a third world shithole, and the corrupt bastards who run this country are all for it. But that's another video. When I bring that up is because the nature of our society is changing. Some of the people that are coming over, I say they represent 39% of the prisoners in federal lockup. They're not good people, and they don't have the morality. Even our gangsters are better than these people, right? It's one thing to be a gangster, right? As long as you don't harm nobody, you don't need it, But these people rape children, for example. They're big. A lot of these aliens are like pedophiles. Imagine the scum you would have to be to harm a child. Now, I've never been around kids, never had any children, maybe younger when I dated a woman who had kids, but where you see the guy pick the kid up and swing him around, I've never done none of that shit. They're like aliens to me, but they're children. Like the other day, I'm at the grocery store over there, and some little kid come up and start talking to me, right? And I said, well, he's like a little alien. I kind of got embarrassed about a year ago. I'm talking to a guy, and I told Jim, I said, well, your son's a little short. And he goes, he's 10 years old. But to harm a child? If there are people in our society that will harm a child, you ain't got a prayer. So the Andy Mayberry United States is gone. The people that run this country and the World Economic Forum and all that criminal fascist scum, they just want to destroy like Sweden. It's the rape capital of the world. I wonder why that is, right? But never, you've got to be cognizant of what I'm saying, but don't internalize it to the point you lose the joy of your life. You be happy. Be happy in spite of all this bullshit, right? But understand that the law has become a joke. There's a no cash bail in Illinois. What the fuck are you talking about? I rob a place, you go out in the street and yell, ollie, ollie, oxen free, and I go back home to rob and steal again? It's trying to destroy our society and bringing us into more jeopardy every day. For example, my wife doesn't go anywhere without me. Right? she seems to be happy with that. Right? She's under my protection all the time. The only thing I would need if someone would harm my wife is a case of plasma to keep that guy alive. Or just the idea of someone touching my wife puts me in a homicidal rage. But like I said, don't think worse of me. You know, 99% of me, I'm a good guy. I'm happy and like people, try to help people. I do help people with their health and other things. So I hope you got something out of this, because the environment in which we are living is becoming more dangerous. When you see that third world brutality on the internet and all that crap, well, those people are coming here. Right? Well, I think that might be it for tonight. Oh, and if you don't want to carry a gun, ladies, get some of this bear spray bullshit. Whew. Man, I would not want to be hit by that. Okay, if it can run a bear away from a picnic basket, it might help you in that case. I'd also talk about tasers, but you know, it's like a one-shot thing, and they're like $1,600. Right? Don't become paranoid. Okay, don't become paranoid. But look at your vulnerabilities. Look at your environment. Protect yourself at all times, just like you were in the ring. Okay? Well, happy Halloween to everybody. Have a safe one. Stay sober. Carry a gun. See you later.